Hey everyone, before we dive in, here's something really cool. You're listening to an episode created almost entirely by AI. From the script to the voice, this is part of the AI Takeover series by Blockchain DXB, where we explore what's possible when humans hand over the mic to machines. There's little to no human involvement, and that's what makes this episode so powerful. Welcome to the future of content creation. Let's get into it. This episode is powered by Amana, the region's first and fastest-growing regulated all-in-one trading and investing app. Whether you're looking to invest in U.S. stocks like Apple or Tesla, or MENA giants like Adinoc or Salik, Amana puts the financial market at your fingertips. You also get access to gold, foreign exchange, ETFs, futures, and commodities. With over 375 assets to choose from, they've got the largest crypto selection in the region. And listen, guys, if you want to build long-term wealth without thinking about it every day and want to automate your investing, just set your monthly budget, choose your preferred categories, and let Amana do the rest. No fees, no lockups, and 100% customizable. Even better, funding your account is frictionless, and funding your account is easier than ever. You can fund your account with Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit cards, instant bank deposits, and even your crypto wallet. No friction, no hassle. And if you get stuck, Amana offers 24/6 real human customer support and personalized sales assistance. Because you're part of the Blockchain DXB community, you get an exclusive offer. Register with the code BlockchainDXB and make at least one trade to receive a $100 trading bonus credited to your account the following month. So what are you waiting for? Download the Amana app now. The link and code are in the show notes. Next up, Blockchain DXB is proud to be the official media partner for one of the biggest blockchain events of the year, the Blockchain Futurist Conference. For the first time ever, North America's leading crypto event is heading to the United States, taking place at the iconic Guitar Hotel at Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. Alongside it is ETH Women, happening simultaneously. Expect multi-stage panels, NFT galleries, DeFi showcases, tech demos, metaverse experiences, and more, all under one roof. It's where the smartest minds in blockchain, crypto, and AI will converge. Get 25% off tickets by using the code DXB25. And yes, I'll be there with exclusive live coverage, behind-the-scenes interviews, and spotlight features on groundbreaking projects. Mark your calendars, November 5th and 6th, 2025. Visit futuristconference.com and use code DXB25. Link is in the show notes. Next up, Blockchain DXB has two more interesting partnership news to announce. First up, with Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. Blockchain DXB is an official media partner of Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. Future Blockchain Summit is one of the biggest and oldest blockchain summit taking place in Dubai, going back to almost a decade, 2017 to be precise. The event takes place between October 12th to 15th at Dubai Harbour. This is where blockchain meets fintech to redefine the future of finance. 250 plus world-class speakers, 1,200 plus investors, live demos, product launches, and the exclusive invite-only GITEX Digital Assets Forum, all under one roof. From Web3 pioneers to fintech leaders shaping payments, banking, insurtech, AI, and DeFi, this event brings the entire ecosystem together. Startups, this is your launchpad. Get in front of top VCs, accelerators, and industry leaders. For blockchain and fintech companies, this is where connections turn into partnerships and dreams turn into exits. Register today at futureblockchainsummit.com. Don't just watch the future unfold, own your space in it. Remember, Future Blockchain Summit and Fintech Surge 2025. The registration link is in the show notes below, and see you at Dubai Harbour. Second partnership news kicking off from today is with the leading Bitcoin event organizers on this planet. And this year, Bitcoin Asia is taking things to another level. Bitcoin Asia are hosting a massive gathering this August in Hong Kong, and Blockchain DXB is proud to be an official media partner of Bitcoin Asia 2025. Taking place this August in Hong Kong, Bitcoin Asia is the region's premier Bitcoin gathering, where builders, investors, and innovators meet. It's really an honor for Blockchain DXB to be associated with Bitcoin Asia. Now at this event, expect powerful keynotes, bold conversations, and a headlining session with none other than Eric Trump. He will be sharing his vision for Bitcoin's long-term potential, its role in global finance, and Asia's massive impact on adoption, and a lot more. So listen up, guys. From infrastructure to regulation, privacy tools to lightning development, Bitcoin Asia connects global Bitcoin communities and drives innovation across cultures and markets. And as part of this partnership, you can register for the Bitcoin Asia using the code DXB. All the detail are in the show notes below. If Bitcoin's in your blood, this is your event. So, register today at asia.btc and don't forget to use code DXB for 10% off your tickets. Bitcoin Asia 2025, Hong Kong is calling. Be part of the future of Bitcoin. Next up, Advanced Media is the largest distributor of professional video, photography, cinema, and broadcast accessories in the Middle East. They represent over 100 major brands, including DJI, Hasselblad, Red, and Rode. The mic I'm using to record this? Sponsored by Advanced Media. But what really sets them apart is their commitment to purpose. People, planet, and prosperity. That's not just branding, it's their actual business model. They've partnered with SAE Institute in Dubai to offer scholarships to students pursuing a bachelor's degree in filmmaking, each worth AED 50,000. They also run regular workshops, training programs, and tech showcases across the region. For more info, visit amt.t, that's amt.tv. Finally, let's talk about something every crypto investor should take seriously: security. And that's where Ledger comes in. Ledger is one of the most trusted names in crypto security. Their hardware wallets, like the Nano S Plus and Nano X, keep your assets safe by storing your private keys offline. That means you're protected against hacks, malware, and phishing attempts that can compromise online wallets. The company is headquartered in Paris and is constantly innovating. Their team works with world-class security researchers and regularly tests their own products for vulnerabilities. It's why Ledger wallets are used by millions around the world. Using a hardware wallet isn't just smart, it's essential. If you're serious about crypto, it's time to stop relying on centralized exchanges or browser wallets. Click the link in the show notes to order your Ledger wallet and support this podcast at the same time.
Welcome. Today we're really dissecting the forces at play in global finance and technology.
Yeah, looking at how market shifts, geopolitical trends, and all these new innovations are, well, intertwining.
Exactly. And our mission in this deep dive is to take your sources, specifically the latest from Blockchain DXB, that crypto and AI news platform dated September 10th, 2025, and really pull out the important stuff.
Right, connect those seemingly disparate dots and give you a bit of a shortcut to understanding these pretty powerful trends shaping our digital future.
We'll cover quite a bit, from surprising crypto market moves to what big institutions are doing.
The future implications of AI in actual commerce, and even some really cutting-edge stuff coming out of the UAE.
Yeah, let's unpack what's truly significant for you.
Okay.
Let's jump straight in.
Let's do it.
So while Bitcoin prices have been, relatively stable lately, the broader global crypto market has definitely seen significant volatility.
Absolutely.
And what really jumps out from your sources is this staggering number: $672 million in outflows from crypto ETFs in just the last 24 hours.
That's a huge move. It really is. And it definitely suggests a noticeable dip in investor confidence.
So what's driving that?
Well, the sources point to two key geopolitical factors. First, an attack in Qatar by the Israeli army. That's obviously creating uncertainty.
Right.
And second, a government shutdown in Nepal, which apparently led to the parliament building being burned.
Wow.
Yeah. So what's interesting is how quickly these events, which might seem localized, can trigger, pretty immediate and significant capital flight in crypto.
It's a reminder of how global and sensitive this market is.
Totally. Distant events having direct market consequences.
And then there's this other crucial layer: The inflation data release.
Right. That's tomorrow, September 11th, 2 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS.gov. That's the definitive source.
And a word of caution here for you listening.
Mm.
The source suggests that notorious traders often try to manipulate the market around these releases.
Yeah, this is so critical. The source really emphasizes why you need to trust primary sources.
Because the media narrative can shift.
Exactly. Mainstream media might present a totally different picture, sometimes even contradictory week to week, even if the underlying data hasn't really changed that much.
We've seen that before.
We have. So it highlights why you need to go verify directly, BLS.gov for inflation, maybe the White House site for tariff info, rather than just reacting to headlines that could be designed to, well, create panic.
Absolutely. Makes you question the narrative.
Oh.
Okay, so digging into the market metrics. The global crypto market cap is sitting at $3.97 trillion.
Yeah, marginally up, like 0.8%, but still hovering just below that $4 trillion mark. It kind of hints at that broader market hesitation, doesn't it?
It does, despite Bitcoin holding relatively strong.
And the ETF nuances are fascinating here, because while overall crypto ETFs saw those big outflows,
Right.
Bitcoin ETFs actually had positive inflows, about $368 million.
Okay, so the money flowed out of...
Ethereum ETFs. Over $1 billion in outflows there. So that indicates a pretty clear, even if maybe short-term, shift in sentiment away from Ethereum and back towards Bitcoin.
Interesting reversal. And what about TVL? Total value locked?
Still robust, $153.92 billion. Shows there's still strong underlying activity in DeFi.
And DX dominance, decentralized exchanges.
Standing at 43.84%, though the source does kind of suggest that centralized exchanges might be, let's say, inflating that figure a bit by counting some of their own activity.
Okay. And real-world assets, RWAs.
That's crossed the $15 billion mark now, $15.25 billion currently. Shows that growing interest in tokenizing traditional assets on the blockchain.
Good progress there. Who's leading the DXs?
Uniswap is still number one. $3.33 billion in volume. Then PancakeSwap at $2.18 billion. And Meteor rounds out the top three with $1.03 billion. That's where the liquidity is.
Yeah, stablecoin.
TUSD volume is huge, over $107 billion. Then USDC much further back at $13.58 billion.
And the source speculates on TUSD.
Yeah, it speculates that if inflation cools down like some expect, TUSD volume could exceed $150 billion.
Which might lead to a market pump.
Potentially. But, as always, this isn't financial advice. You've got to do your own research.
Always. Okay, dominance and prices. Bitcoin's dominance is strong, 56.06%. Market cap, $2.21 trillion.
Yep. Ethereum's at 13.21%, market cap around $519 billion.
And Bitcoin's price?
Trading around $111,553, marginally down in 24 hours, but actually up over the last 7 days.
Okay, and Ethereum?
Ethereum's around $4,039, down over both the last 24 hours and the 7-day period.
But Ripple XRP is showing some strength.
Yeah, surprisingly up 4.23% over the last 7 days, trading at $2.93.
Interesting divergence. And quickly on the meme coins.
Ah, yes, the meme coins. Dogecoin still king, $36.25 billion market cap. Shiba next at $7.63 billion.
And the Trump meme coin.
That's the interesting one. Once hit $14 billion, now it's down to $1.67 billion, ranked 7th. Shows how fast sentiment can evaporate there.
Definitely volatile. Okay, let's pivot from market sentiment to some pretty game-changing global innovations.
Yeah, this Cboe news is really compelling. Cboe Global Markets planning to launch continuous futures for Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Starting November 10th, pending regulatory approval.
Right.
And this is a huge development, isn't it? Because these aren't like traditional futures.
Exactly. Traditional futures expire. You have to keep rolling them over. These can run for up to 10 years.
Wow.
And they align daily to spot prices. So it's basically bringing that perpetual style futures contract, which is super popular offshore, into a U.S. regulated, centrally cleared framework.
Which makes them attractive too.
Both big institutions and retail traders. It's a big deal for accessibility and legitimacy.
So what's the impact on Bitcoin specifically?
Well, huge for institutional legitimacy. It reduces friction for funds, signals Bitcoin derivatives are maturing beyond just speculative tools. They're becoming strategic assets.
Could boost liquidity too.
Absolutely. Could attract major players, hedge funds, pensions, asset managers away from offshore platforms into the regulated U.S. market. That could potentially stabilize Bitcoin's price discovery.
And less reliance on offshore for U.S. institutions.
Right. They get domestic perpetual exposure. Now, it could smooth short-term trading, but it also opens the door for more complex, possibly leveraged strategies.
Okay, and the impact on Ethereum.
It gets parity with Bitcoin here. Same product innovation. It signals institutions are starting to see Ethereum as a core digital commodity, not just a secondary asset.
Despite those recent outflows we mentioned.
Exactly. And this kind of product could fuel interesting institutional strategies like Ethereum staking arbitrage, buying spot ETH for yield, hedging with these futures.
That makes sense.
And crucially, it plants Ethereum more firmly in the regulatory mainstream, makes it harder for regulators to just classify it as a security.
So the takeaway is, for Bitcoin, a step towards being a global asset with deep regulated liquidity.
Yeah. And for Ethereum, it's powerful validation as a commodity, much like Bitcoin in the eyes of institutional markets.
Okay, that's massive. Now let's talk about something that sounds almost like science fiction. Coinbase and AI agents.
Right. This is wild. Coinbase launched X402. They're calling it a Google for agents.
A Google for agents?
Yeah, it's a discovery layer built on an open source protocol, and it enables instant stablecoin payments on any website.
Okay, but the really transformative part is?
It allows AI agents to autonomously pay for digital goods and data.
Like what?
Think AI models buying access to stock APIs they need, or automatically paying for images or video generations for a project they're working on.
Without human intervention for each payment?
Potentially, yeah.
Cool.
Coinbase is calling this agentic commerce, and they're predicting pretty boldly that the market for these AI agent purchases could eventually be far larger than human-driven transactions.
Wow. That really raises a question for you listening, doesn't it? How comfortable would you be with AI agents making purchases entirely on your behalf, or for your company, without direct oversight on every single transaction?
It's a concept that definitely pushes boundaries. Moving to another significant development, Vivek Ramaswamy's company, Strive Enterprises.
Right. They merged with asset entities, forming Strive Inc.
And their plan is ambitious. Raise $1.5 billion to buy about 13,450 Bitcoin for their treasury.
Which would make them a top 10 corporate Bitcoin holder.
Potentially, yeah. It really highlights this growing trend of Bitcoin adoption, even crossing into the political sphere with Republican figures getting involved.
Underscores that integration into traditional finance and discourse.
And the source also mentions Strive might buy Bitcoin coming from the Mt. Gox claims.
Ah, yes, the Mt. Gox saga continues. That restructuring plan kicks in October 31st, right?
That's the date. And it could release around 160,000 more Bitcoin onto the market.
Which means more supply, potentially impacting prices.
Could definitely have an impact. And sticking with institutions, Grayscale Investments is pushing hard for altcoin ETFs.
Right. They filed to convert their Bitcoin Cash, Hedera, and Litecoin trusts into full-blown ETFs.
Aiming for listing on NYSE, Arsuta, or NASDAQ.
And why is this conversion such a big deal?
Well, ETFs typically trade much closer to their net asset value, the NAV, the actual value of the assets inside. Closed-end trusts, like Grayscale's current ones, often trade at big premiums or discounts to NAV.
So it offers a more accurate market price.
Generally, yes. For example, their Bitcoin Cash Trust has a NAV over $22 million, but its market price can swing wildly away from that. ETFs tend to track NAV much better.
And the SEC stance.
They've delayed decisions on the Hedera ETF and also Bitwise's Dogecoin ETF proposal, but importantly, they haven't rejected them outright.
So the trend of altcoin ETF applications is growing.
It seems to be. Could unlock broader access and more institutional money for a wider range of digital assets. We should see more movement on this in the final quarter of the year.
Definitely something to watch. Okay, let's shift focus regionally now to the UAE. They seem to be making real strides as a tech trailblazer.
They really are. For instance, this law firm, Mohammed Sultan Al Nami Advocates and Legal Consultations, they're now accepting a coin for legal fees. That's a first for the country.
And a coin is?
The UAE's first regulated stablecoin. It's powered by Al Maraya Community Bank, or M-Bank.
Okay, and this builds on previous work.
Exactly. M-Bank already partnered with the Abu Dhabi Judicial Department to allow Acoin payments for judicial services. So now legal fees, too.
How does it work?
Payments are made via something called the AC wallet, and M-Bank provides the infrastructure. It fits right into the UAE's whole smart government vision, secure, efficient, compliant digital services.
Making things like paying legal or judicial fees much easier?
Hopefully, yeah. But the source raises a good question about its broader use. Can you actually buy iCoin directly on an exchange? Or is it currently only usable if you have an M bank account and use their wallet. That's kind of key for its wider accessibility outside these specific use cases.
Good point. Needs clarification. And another big UAE stride is in AI.
Oh, yeah, huge news here. MBZUAI, that's the Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, and G42, a major AI company.
They launched K2 Think.
Exactly, an open source system for advanced reasoning. Now, get this. It has 32 billion parameters, which sounds big,
Right.
but it apparently outperforms models that are 20 times larger. The focus is all on parameter efficiency, not just raw size.
That's a major shift from the usual bigger is better AI narrative. How do they achieve that?
Well, they talk about 6 pillars of innovation. It uses really sophisticated techniques, things like long chain of thought supervised fine-tuning.
Leaning.
Basically training the AI on very detailed step-by-step reasoning examples. Then there's reinforcement learning with verifiable reverse. It learns from rewards, but can also kind of check its own work. And agentic planning, which lets it break down complex tasks. It runs super fast, too, on a specialized platform, achieving 2,000 tokens per second throughput, already ranked among top reasoning systems.
That's genuinely impressive for the UAE and Abu Dhabi, really shifting the narrative to smarter is better in AI.
Absolutely. And it's open source, available on k2think.ai and Hugging Face for anyone to look at.
Fantastic. Okay, let's try and connect all these threads now: macroeconomics, media influence, and importantly, your information strategy.
Right. So going back to that inflation data coming out,
Yeah.
the source floats an interesting idea that tariffs, historically championed by President Trump, might actually be helping to slow inflation
So.
by encouraging domestic production, which in turn could be leading to better labor market conditions, even if there are some federal worker redundancies mentioned.
That's a perspective you don't always hear in mainstream analysis.
Exactly. And this is where critical thinking becomes so vital for you, the listener. You have to recognize how media narratives can massively swing market sentiment.
The source suggests if inflation does slow down.
The media might quickly pivot, maybe focus heavily on geopolitical conflicts like the Qatar-Israel situation to create fear or panic.
Which affects not just crypto, but broader markets like the S&P 500.
Precisely. We've seen journalists completely flip their inflation narrative within weeks. It just underscores why you need to go to the primary source for the facts, not just the headlines.
Stay discerning. And this upcoming inflation data is also key for the Fed.
Absolutely. Crucial input for Fed Chair Jerome Powell's interest rate decision on September 17th.
And the source speculates maybe even a rate reduction.
Based on recent speeches, yeah, that would be a significant shift, not just holding steady.
So the bottom line for your strategy as someone trying to stay informed.
It really comes down to consulting those primary sources, BLS.gov, whitehouse.gov for tariffs, whatever the official source is. Use critical thinking to cut through the noise.
And we have more tools now.
Definitely. New metrics like those crypto ETF flows we discussed, you can track those on platforms like Grok or deflama.com. Gives you more ways to verify information and form your own informed opinions.
What an incredible journey today. We've gone through the shifting sands of crypto sentiment, the maturing institutional landscape,
that bold new world of AI-driven commerce, and the really remarkable tech strides happening in the UAE.
Yeah, seeing how geopolitics, macro indicators, even media framing all ripple through these complex systems.
It really makes you think. In an age where AI agents might soon be making purchases autonomously and global events cause instant market shockwaves, how will you use verified information and critical thinking?
Right. How will you move beyond just observing to intelligently navigate this future of finance and technology?
So what connections, implications, or insights from today's deep dive stand out most to you as you think about your own journey in staying well informed?
Keep digging, keep questioning, and join us next time for another deep dive.